Hey, what's up, guys? Jason here, coming at you at 1 in the morning. Yeah, I should be in bed, but I got an important thing I want to talk about. So, you know, I'll just go to bed right after this video. Anyways, guys, man, I just want to talk about the experience I've had, like getting free, getting sober, and how many relationships I've developed, how many new friends I've developed from this time in the last 1 or 2 years. It's been over 2 years since quitting weed. It's been almost a year and a half, like quitting opiates and kratom. It's been over a year since drinking. Anyways, so the point is I'm sober. The point is I'm free. The point is I'm um, living in freedom and like developed so many quality relationships. I've developed so many new friends. I've developed so many new connections, relationships with people. A lot of acquaintances too. That I'll see people occasionally, but quality acquaintances and most importantly, quality friends, guys. Like I tell you, like it's almost like I like open doors for these quality people to come into my life because the way I was living before, it was kind of like hypocritical. I wasn't true to myself, like I was trying to, live one way, but living another way. And, I just didn't feel like I was living in integrity, right? So, like, maybe the right kind of people were around me or quality people I wanted to develop relationships with, but I just didn't resonate with them because um, I guess different vibes, different whatever, I don't really need to know the logistics behind it, but that being said, like I just want to like emphasize how crazy it is, guys. Like how many solid relationships I've developed just in such a short period of time. These types of relationships, guys, like when you find a true friend, a real friend that you can really trust, that you know you can go to for help, you can go to for support. Like I've developed these friends in just the last couple of years. Like we can call each other, we can ask for support for each other, we can ask for prayer from each other. We can be like, hey, I'm struggling in this area, can you help, can you give me some encouragement? I just want to be accountable. That's a whole nother thing too, is like accountability partners. Find friends that it will hold you accountable. Find friends that aren't afraid to like call you out on things they might see, that you can adjust, that you can do to grow as just being a better person. And of course we do this out of love. We don't just critique people, we don't just judge people, we don't just analyze and um, try to, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's nice having friends you can trust, that you can go to, and also that they can reprove you, they can give you correction in some areas, because you guys all know like where I was growing, where I was discovering more about ourselves, where I was um, well, I always got things that need to be worked on, right? But I don't know about you, but I want to become the best human being. I want the best character. I want to, you know, make the best impact I can make on humanity and love. Like it's all about love. I want to love the best way I can. And in doing so, like I wasn't able to love people when I was high all the time or selfish or on this drug or that drug. Like it was all about me, and it's not a surprise that like all these emotions came with that, like anger, jealousy, frustration, um, anxiety, whatever, fear, just lack of self-worth, all that nonsense, like I was trying to identify with myself with all these substances. And anyways, I don't want to get too far off topic here, but the point I want to make, guys, is like how cool it is, getting free, getting sober. There's relationships, guys, that are waiting for you, that are gonna be established, and maybe you're afraid. Maybe you're like, oh, these are the only people I know in my life. Like, I used to just be a pothead. I just used to be a stoner, and everyone I hung out with smoked weed. Like, seriously, everyone. And even when I started going back to church and started like wanting to live for God, not only like because like my parents did it, because I wanted to do it. But anyways, that's a whole other topic too. But like, anyways, even my friends that I was like going to church with, hanging out with, when I decided to start going back to church and whatever, seeking God, like we'd be smoking weed together, like reading our Bible, getting high, and yeah. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here, guys, is that I wouldn't worry. I mean, in my case, I didn't have to worry about like. All right, let me start over. If you're trying to get sober, it's best that you don't hang around with people that are doing the things that you are trying to quit doing. Like, you need to get away from that influence. You need to get away from that atmosphere, those temptations, those, like if I'm married and I have a wife, and I keep going to the strip club and keep doing all this, like going to parties late night, like, dude, like, you can just tell, like, that's asking for trouble, right? Like, same thing with drugs, right? Like, if I quit weed and I hang around with people that are smoking weed all day, like, all it takes is 1 week moment where I'm like, all right, screw it, man, just let me hit it. So until you grow that strength, now I've been around a couple of people that are smoking weed. I don't like it. I don't prefer to be around it. Like, I just don't, it doesn't drive me crazy or anything, but it's something that, like weed, it took like everything in me to be able to break away and get free from that. And so I don't want to be around it. I want nothing to do with it. It's like an ex-girlfriend, like that was toxic. There's some good exes we have and things just didn't work out. But when it comes to these drugs, these things that hindered me, that kept me down so long, I don't want to associate with them. So I guess I went off on a tangent. My apology. But the point I'm trying to say here is that I didn't really have to make that much of an effort on getting away from these people. Because first of all, I was selling weed. And so, like, to quit weed, I quit selling weed. Like, I had to, because like, I just couldn't have it on me. So as soon as I stopped selling weed, like, all the people that hit me up to buy weed, like, they just stopped hitting me up. I realized, like, so many of my friends, like, the glue of our relationship was weed, was hanging out and smoking weed, and I kind of got to see, like, who my real friends really were. And to be honest, there wasn't many left. The phone was silent, and that's fine. That's okay. So to be honest, like, just me quitting, like, these people kind of just, the people like I didn't want to be around, not that they're like bad people, but like they're just not a good influence on me. And there's another proverb out there. It says, "Bad company um, corrupts good morals or good character." You know, and like I said, they're not bad people. They're just people that aren't into alignment with what I believe and what I'm trying to live for. Um, so I guess in the big picture, the point I want to make is like I didn't have to make a crazy effort about getting away, separating from these old friends or people I shouldn't be around with anymore. Um, and I also didn't really focus in on like developing new relationships too much or like emphasize or like strive for it. It kind of just happened. Like these old people, I didn't resonate with anymore. Like that were living the lifestyle I no longer wanted to live. It kind of just drifted off. And then as I got sober, like these new people started to come in my life. People I can relate with. People I can really resonate with. We share values. We share um, just so many interests, and like you meet people who have stories too. Like I met so many people like at church that lived how I lived, that lived that party lifestyle, and they just seeked pleasure and they seeked enjoyment through all these different ways, and eventually like that lifestyle gets old, and you don't really get anything out of it, and there's more, you know, and that's the kind of people I've developed relationships with that really want more in life, that know there's more to life than just getting a bunch of money, than sleeping with a bunch of girls, getting the best drugs, getting the best weed, whatever, having the best alcohol, popping bottles. I mean that life gets old. So it's so cool to meet people um, who resonate with me, who God has blessed me with, like to align up with each other in life and meet and just be solid, rich friends. Like these friends I've met in the last year or two, guys, they feel like lifelong friends. It feels like we've known each other for years. And really, it's been actually a short period of time. So I guess the main point I want to get across is like, don't worry about. I mean, yeah, if you have to, make an effort not to hang with people that aren't healthy for you to hang with. But also know like as you start changing, they'll kind of just drift off because like they won't feel comfortable around you either, just like you won't really feel comfortable around them. And in doing so, like there's new relationships waiting for you guys, and you're not alone. I know I've said this before, but you guys are not. You're not alone. There's other people out there that have been through what you've been through that can relate to you, and you know there's some cool like mystery factor about how God works and how things just. I don't believe in coincidences anymore. Like sometimes you feel like a coincidence happened. You met this perfect, or not really perfect, but you met this awesome person at the right time and stuff like this. Like just know, guys, there's relationships waiting for you. There's people you haven't met that yet that you're gonna meet. Um, and of course, like as you're on this journey, I want to be there as much as I can to help you, to give you encouragement, to offer any support that I can. Um, all I want to do is share what I've discovered along my journey, of from addiction to freedom, and it's a it's a beautiful process. It hasn't always been easy, of course. I talk about the struggles, and um, but it's so worth it, guys. Gosh, is it so worth it? Like you wake up in the morning and man, you're free. You can go hang out with family. You're free. You can go on weekend events or vacations, you're free. You don't have to carry a drug around you. You don't have to worry about coming down. You don't have to worry about withdrawals. Those are just some of the benefits, but I don't want to get too far off topic. I already went on a few rabbit trails, guys, but I really hope you get the point I'm trying to make here. Is like, um, man, you guys get. Sorry, guys. I'm tired. It's time for bed. I love you guys. God bless you. Hang loose. Peace.